This is Kristen Codes, and I'm coding every day until I become a developer. Okay, today was Thanksgiving. I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I had some amazing food today. I thought I was gonna try to be healthy, and that plan did not go. That was I don't know why I even made that attempt, because once I had some banana pudding and what else did I have? I had some banana pudding and was this like a peach cobbler, but cheesecake peach cobbler? Isn't that weird? Doesn't that sound delicious? It was delicious. And I had ham that tasted almost like cinnamon toast crunch. Crazy, huh? Anyway, I have finished the password generator. Basically, I finished the password generator. There's not much else that needs to be done besides coloring this, and styling all of these things. And after that, I'll be finished installing this button. But I did get the core functionality right. So this will be the last time I show this project because I want to be done with it. It did teach me a lot, but it also made me like this project pushed me to the point to where I was like drawing things, like drawing how the data was going to move, drawing how these things were going to interact with each other, because I just could not wrap my mind around it. So I think we already went through all of this our last time. So what I'm doing now, let's see, what did I do today? I think we I got it to where I got these buttons interacting with the password conditions object, and let's see how I did that. I know I went to the populate characters. We populate the characters. I created a function that returns the string shuffled, and I used the sort function, which honestly, this part right here, I even put a comment. I need to figure out how sort works. I understood it when it was saying the parameters a and b, and then a minus b, and then b minus a, ascending or descending. But once we started doing this stuff, once we got once we got here, I was lost in the sauce. I read it just to say, I'm not copying and pasting code. I read it over and over and over again, but I'm gonna have to go back in because I do not understand. And then we put math.random here. Help me. I don't know. So anyway, let's see. We did that. We shuffled the string around. Let's see. Shuffle string, populate string. Did I change anything in the characters? Populate a string. Did I change anything here? Oh yeah, yesterday I was having issues with the remainder, and I think the problem. What was the problem? If password equal. Oh yeah. So I figured out why I was adding so many characters. So the remain it would do. So right here we would do the remainder, right? And we would add everything, and say if it was 10 characters, and then we did, you know, three different conditions, and so that would mean there's one left over because three can go into 10 three times with one remaining. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. So we have one remainder. What would happen is that as this was iterating over the password conditions, so let's look at the password. As this was going over the password conditions, well, yeah, it would go over the password conditions with the key. Well, each key I would pass into password conditions, and if it was true, then I would say populate string, this string right here. We would add we would add we would add password conditions function key. Oh no, not my phone. Okay. Okay, so let's back this up. Passwords conditions function key. Da, 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 da. This is a function. So it would take whichever one of these is true, it would go here and then run a function, right? And so we take the key, which it ends up being one of these keys right here in green, and then we pass the number of characters per condition plus the remainder. The problem is that it was adding the remainder to each one, and I was trying to decrement it, but it didn't really matter when it didn't matter because I was doing it incorrectly. So I just set the remainder to 0 because I'm adding the entire remainder to each and every one. That makes no sense. So now instead of the regular remainder, it's now multiplied by the conditions that are true. Silly. So after we added one time, which is going to always get added to uppercase letters, we will set the remainder to 0, and that fixed that. Okay. Moving right along, we did the shuffle. Okay, so then we return. We add all those characters to populated string, but populated string would have the uppercase, then the lowercase, then the numbers, then the symbols, or the numbers, then the symbols, or the uppercase, then the numbers. You know, whatever order it was iterating through the object. And so you would have uppercase, lowercase, symbols, and that didn't seem right to me. So I did I created a function which is let shuffle array equal password string dot split, and this splits it into multiple characters. And then I said return shuffle dot sort, this complicated thing right here that I have to figure out, and then join it all together, and then it will return a string. Okay, so that's that. Now let's see, slider change value, we already did that. Box check. Okay, so I ended up, let me see something, password conditions value dot id. So I went up here and I gave all of these checkboxes ID. Mind you, styling these checkboxes should be easier. I really feel like they should be easier, but it was not. And so I had to, of course, read through the docs, did all that. This is irrelevant. So I set the appearance to none, which also takes away the check mark. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to worry about the check mark right now, because right now I just was trying to get functionality. So when it's red, on hover it's green, on red it's true, on empty it's false, right? On hover it's green, which is weird, but whatever. So all of these are true right now, and this would be false. And there you go. So that's that. Then we go back to the JavaScript. So I gave all of these IDs, put them all here, went to the box check function, realized that because of on input, where's that? Yeah, these on input functions these on input, I guess this is a property attribute. The on input attribute, and gave it this, which is this function, and I passed the value of this, which means this particular input, referring to itself. I realized that because at first this function was just adding or subtracting from the current strength, which was the amount of conditions that I was going to add to medium, right? Because this is supposed to light up. But then I realized, hold on, that's giving me more data. That's giving me more data than I thought. So I did value.id, and lo and behold, I got the ID. So then I could pass that into, ID into password conditions, and give it the the value, I gave it value.checked, which returns true or false, based on if the checkbox is checked or not. So this connecting this to this, successful. This came out handy. Yeah. All right. This came out. Okay. So then we have random ASCII. We already went over that last time. Generate button. It just added a simple event listener to the button, where we when we press the button, we gave this text content the value. We put the value of the slider into the populate characters. Then I got the element for the clipboard, this thing right here, which I need to style better because I feel like it wants to animate. And then I looked up an animation JavaScript library, which I'm gonna touch tomorrow. I'm not gonna touch it today because I'm tired. So I put this in a const, and then I function box checked value console.log value ID is password condition. Okay. No. Where are we? Bam, down here. Okay, event listeners. Okay, so I had to read in the docs on how to use the clipboard. I feel like the clipboard should just be as easy as, I feel like it should have just been, let me see. It should have been as easy as saying clipboard.write. Clipboard.write, and then I'm just putting in there what I want. But no, it's a whole async and await situation, which I'm understanding a little bit, but not a lot. So let's get into it. A sync function copy to clipboard. We pass in the text, so it takes a type of text plain. If it was an image, that would be different, but it's text plain. We're going to set the clipboard item data to, I don't know what this is. Is this like, is this a way to dynamically create object properties? Like when you put the brackets and then, put a variable right here. I didn't know if that was the case, but then we assign it to the type of, text plain. We give it this value. Then we go down here, we do const clipboard item. We create a new clipboard item and pass the clipboard item data into it. Then we go to, and I need to look up more about Navigator. Navigator.clipboard. I think Navigator is like an API or something. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet, so whatever. So navigator.clipboard.write, and then we passed in this clipboard object. And then once after that, I wanted the text to turn green because I needed some type of visual cue when somebody clicks that. So then we do, up here, clipboard.add event listener, click, copy the clipboard, generate password.text. So we're passing the text that we want into here, right? And that will be the generated password. So once you click this, it'll copy. So I'm gonna show y'all how this works right now. By the way, I had a bug that was literally something that was just misspelled. I'm just gonna do that. It was, let me show you what drove me crazy. Lowercase. For some reason, lowercase, the letters would give me lowercase letters regardless of if the box was checked or not. And that's because this L and this C were switched. And what's crazy is that I was in my mind, I was like, okay, something is wrong, and I know it's gonna be this, but well, actually it was this. But every time I looked at it, I just saw the word includes instead of the word includes or whatever that is. So that's that. Okay. So now I will show you guys what's going on. Um, so I can move the slider. I move the slider. Let's say we want 12 characters and we want to only have uppercase letters. Well, let's generate. We only have uppercase letters, right? Let me make this bigger. Let's include lowercase letters. We have lowercase letters. Good. Let's include numbers. Now we got numbers in there. Let's include symbols. And now we got symbols in there. Let's just say we want numbers and symbols only. There we go. Let's say we want lowercase, uppercase, but no symbols, just, these three. Let's say we want it like this. Let's say we want it like that. Or like this. And like that. Okay. So let's get a simpler password. All these passwords are okay. Let's go with this one. So I press this, so it's copied, and if you see, I can control V and it's right there. Bam. So maybe I should bring out my notepad. Notepad. Oop. I have something in my notepad. Notepad. Okay. So as you can see, I'll show y'all that it works. I click this. Okay, yeah. So that's that password, and let's generate another one. Bam. Let's generate another one. Bam. Let's generate another one. Bam. All right. So I am going to be done with this thing. The only thing I'm going to do off recording is style it, push it to GitHub, and be done with it. I'm going to move on to the flashcard quiz thingy. So I'm going to show y'all that. Okay, so let's go to my learning paths. And I need to go to JavaScript fundamentals. And then we have this one, the front end quiz app, which involves JSON. So I'll be doing that next. So, and then I'll be moving on to what? Be finished with that. Introduction to web accessibility, which I'm very interested in. Okay. So, now that that is over, now that we are done, I want to thank y'all for joining me in this adventure, in this journey. It's going well. There were a few times this week where I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm tired. There are many nights where I get up and I'm just like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. I made a commitment, and now it's almost 1,000 people watching me, subscribe to me. So now I have to do it. I don't want to. Oh, y'all remember that guy who said that he was going to become a web developer, and then 2 weeks or 3 weeks in, he gave up? Yeah, no, I'm not about that particular life. So anyway, I will probably record and upload earlier tomorrow. I want to start uploading earlier. I keep saying that because I'm always cutting it so close. But anyway, all right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to push this to GitHub, and this should be on my front end mentor profile page tomorrow. Okay. If y'all have any, I guess what can I want to start asking questions in the comments. Why don't y'all tell me what y'all are learning right now? Like, what's going on with you? What are you How are you faring? If you're learning JavaScript, tell me about your adventures. A lot of people tell me that they struggle with JavaScript, or I was listening in one Discord and somebody said that his class was doing web development and it got to the JavaScript part and everybody, like whatever course or like little camp they were doing, they all those people left because of the JavaScript. And that's unfortunate. Um, I do not have the luxury of quitting at this point in my life. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. You have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I also got into the beta of a game that I cannot say because we had to sign NDAs. I'm very excited for that. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye.